In this video, I would like to demonstrate how you can visualize climate and social media data in Excel 2013. For this purpose, I will choose from a variety of data sources. My first data source is a US governmental agency. What we get there is historic wind speed data. For each year, you get a list of thunderstorms in the West Pacific. In each of these files,
you have a timestamp, a latitude value, a longitude value, and the wind speed in knots. And in theory, you could now download all these files manually to your workbook, but that would not be too much fun. The better way is to call the website with different years and automatically extract this information. And you would like to copy all those files. So how do you do that? I will open here a new workbook and I create a column year which contains the parameter to call our website. And let's just go with 2 or 3 years. I will add this to my Power Query, and you have to change the type of this column to text. And then you can create a new custom column where you just insert the same column again, and then I will do some manipulation of this. So instead of just repeating the same column, I will now call a website, and I've prepared this on my cheat sheet here. So you can see for each year I would like to call my website. So this is the website, and it's just calling this function web contents and web pages. So if you execute this now, what you get is a table that you can extract, and in this case I'm interested in the data section, and then you have to do another extraction where you go for the file name. And here you can see we are not interested in all those files, we are not interested in zip files, so I will do a text filter and just select those that end on txt. So for that purpose I pick a random one and just change this in the query code. So the next step is to call the website again with year and file name. For that purpose I already prepared another cheat line. So let's do the same trick again. I insert the custom column, just a random line, it doesn't really matter, because I will replace this anyway. I copy it from my... So what I do in this case, I just call web.contents with the URL, and I provide here the year in a second time, and then the file name. And what I will get is a list of binary representations. I can extract this, and you can see this is the content of the file. What I do here is I will split those by a delimiter. The comma is the best one. And let me remove the columns that we are not interested in. But that one is interesting. Let's remove columns. So let's replace, for example, the latitude value here. We don't need the n, so I will replace it. Remove the n, replace the e. And what I do also is I have to divide this by 10, because this is the latitude values are given here in multiplied by 10 values. And for that I have to first change this type to be numeric. Should also do that here. Change type to number. And then I can insert this column again. So I don't have to do it again because it's already there. And I can insert another column, custom column, where I convert the longitude values. So let me rename this. This is my latitude, and this is my longitude column. And I can already remove those two. So the next step is to change this type to number. This is wind speed in knots, so let me insert another custom column where I multiply this by 1.852, which gives me the wind speed in kilometer per hour. And the next thing I need to do is, so I can remove now the knots, remove this column. I have to split this column by the number of characters, and I would like to split it after 9 characters. And what I have here is a blank at the first value, so I will also trim this. I trim it, and now what I have to do is insert another column. So I can, first of all, I can format this to date. It will detect that this is a correct date. And this is the hour part, so I have to insert another, just make sure that this is text, and then insert another custom column where I pick from my cheat sheet. I will give a new column where I insert minutes and seconds, so that I can now convert this value to be time. I can now hide this value here. So I can remove this column. So. And the next and last thing is to insert a new custom column where I combine the information from the date and the time. And I can, just to make sure that this is really a date time, I can change the type to date time. And then I can remove those two columns and rename this one to date, or let's say measure date time. So I press now OK, and what it will do is we'll download all the files and the content in the files, and we'll do a conversion. Okay, it has now finished downloading all those information from the website, and I can insert now a power map. Press insert map.
And you finally end up on a 3D globe where all your data points are already plotted. It already detected latitude and longitude, so you just have to press next. Now you want to visualize the wind speeds, so you add this to the columns. And as columns is probably not the best representation in this case, let's change this to heat map. You can see here now the hardest hit areas. And you want to see this over time, so take the measure date time and drag it to the timeline. So, and if you play this, you see a nice animation. Might be even better if you say you want to display instant data. So you get this animation of thunderstorms in the downloaded range. Okay, let's come back to the data sources. Unfortunately, we don't have the time to go into every detail, but let me say that it's quite simple to consume these free data sources here. So if you import all this stuff to Excel, you can create a quite nice model I would like to show you at the end. For now, what I want to do is I would like to explain how you can use TweetShop to consume Twitter data. What I used was TweetShop, a NuGet package that you can include in your project. What it does, it provides you a wrapper around the Twitter APIs. The only thing you have to provide here is your service key and your service tokens. And what it does, this tiny program, is it writes out text file. This is the folder. I have now written a subset of those tweets in this folder, and I would like to show you now how you can consume these JSON files. These are actually JSON files with Excel. Our query ribbon, I choose from folder, I provide this folder path, and what I get is a list of binary files. I have to change the type of those files to be seen as JSON, and then I can extract this information, and I get all this user information, what text was, where the tweet comes from, who did it. I can also extract more information about the user. Okay, and this is the final document. If you bring together all the information from all the different sources, you visualize this on a globe, then you get this picture of climate change. You can see here now in fast forward mode the last 50 years of the last century, and there is not too much red in these storms, just a few ones, and they don't hit the land. If you look at the last 10 years now, you can see that the intensity of the storms is getting much higher and much stronger, and you can also see that from time to time it hits now the land. And this is the last storm that we recorded, together with all information, flood and population, and you can see that it has far higher speeds than 300 kilometers per hour. In red and yellow you see the Twitter data, and here in blue this is the flood. You can see where it goes, that the storm ends in Vietnam, and the entire resonance around the globe. People are tweeting all over the world about this event. Interestingly, not in Warsaw, where the World Climate Conference took place. So thanks for watching, and if you're interested in further information, please visit my blog at msdn.com.